Oh, wait, what the hell? Did I just bite my nail?
Yeah.
Damn it.
Good morning, or good evening, or good night. Doesn't matter. Welcome, I am Roberto. I do hypnosis for a living. I am a hypnotherapist. And whoa, I've just seen a video popping up on my feed on YouTube from Danny Gonzalez. And he has, 7 million subscribers. And the video is called I Got Hypnotized to See If It's Fake. And I love these kind of videos because, of course, it's speaking about my job. So, well, let's get into it because I really want to offer some insight of what is going on in this video, possibly. And if there is some information that I can give you, I will. I'm here for that specific purpose. Let's do it.
What's going on with hypnotism? On one hand, I've heard it's real, and I've seen some incredible videos of people like forgetting their own names under hypnosis.
Oh,
What's
yeah?
your name? But on the other hand, if it is real, I feel like we're all very nonchalant about that fact. Like there are just people out there that can take over your mind for a little bit. How does that work? I especially want to know.
Nobody can take over your mind. This is not how hypnosis works. Hypnosis only works if you want to make it work. There is a huge motivational component to hypnosis. So when the hypnotherapist or the hypnotist tells you, listen, I'm going to give you a boost of energy. If you listen to my word, you're going to feel amazing after this. Then I'm giving you something to expect, but I cannot control your mind.
What's it like to be the person getting hypnotized? Give me an interview with the person who just forgot their own name. What happened to you? Anyways,
Well, that person that forgot her name, she will probably be even more confused than you are right now. So it's not a good candidate.
try to get hypnotized like 3 different ways to find out if hypnosis is real and what it feels like. Y'all wanna come?
Oh yeah.
Good, because I actually already did the first one. I found this YouTube video called Can I Hypnotize You in 30 Seconds? And I thought that sounds quick to do. So I just did it right before I filmed this intro.
Have you ever wondered, could I be hypnotized? Am I the sort of person that's susceptible to mind control? Well, it's not mind control, it's just thinking about things. And sometimes the things we think about are the things that happen. So if you want to try something, all you need to do is get your hands, put your hands together like this, and clasp them together like that. Now take your index fingers and put them parallel.
This is a technique to check how susceptible is a person to hypnosis. If his fingers will actually touch, that means that the suggestion is working. If he cannot move or if he doesn't want to move his hands, hypnosis won't most likely work for him. For the first time especially.
And just focus your eyes on that gap between the two fingers. Just focus your eyes really strongly on the gap. And as you do that, imagine that the ends of your fingers are like magnets. And the magnets are getting stronger and stronger with every second. And the more that you imagine that the magnets are pulling.
But he's already doing good because look at his face. He's completely focused on it. And this is great for hypnosis. Because the definition of hypnosis is bypassing the critical mind. And in this moment, he's doing it. He's not thinking about it. He's just focusing on the suggestion that he gave him. So he can already follow command quite easily. So it's a good candidate for hypnosis. I can tell you that already.
Bring your fingers together, the stronger they become until your fingers can get closer and closer. And if they are moving, if they're closing together,
That's weird.
I can show you how susceptible you are. If they're not moving, maybe that's because you're trying really hard to make it not.
No, they're already together.
Keep imagining that those magnets are pulling them together.
They already are together. All right, well, I guess that worked. I don't know, is that hypnotism? Is that what hypnotism is? It kind of just felt like my fingers just wanted to be together, like when you hold them like this, they naturally do that. Do they just naturally do that?
No, they don't. This is the suggestion working on your subconscious, and your finger are going to be attracted to each other just because you are thinking about it. Just because you think it is going to happen.
No, I guess I can hold them like this just fine.
Of course you can.
Okay, well, dang, maybe I got hypnotized that quick. The second type of hypnosis is Hypnotherapy. I always kind of just assumed hypnosis was fake until I talked to a family member who said they got hypnotized to stop smoking. But apparently there are hypnotherapists all over the place who are more than happy to hypnotize you for a wide variety of things. Like addiction, phobias, throat lump issues, bad karma won't go away. These are real ones from actual
Well, any hypnotherapist can actually specialize in what they want or where they perform the best. So some people stay really grounded in issues that the client might have. For example, as you said, addictions, if you want to stop smoking, or weight loss, or any kind of bad habit that you might think, it's solvable with hypnosis. But we can also resolve trauma, past trauma. Hypnosis has a million applications, really.
Therapist websites. As for myself, I'm hoping to get hypnotized to cure my lifelong battle with my nails. I've bitten my nails as long as I can.
Nail biting is the perfect example, actually. This is a perfect example because this habit is totally unconscious. So you bite your nail without thinking about it. So your body is acting on its own because it's running on the program that you have installed, and by repetition reinforced. Every time that he bit his nail, he was reinforcing a program in his mind that it is okay for his body to act this way. And it's usually a coping mechanism towards something that I cannot, I don't know now because I don't know the guy, but well, we'll see.
Remember, I hate it. Laura hates it. I bite my nail so much I chip my tooth. So hopefully this guy can fix it, or at least replace it with like a healthier habit like smoking. I really want this to work, so I've...
Okay, this is funny. Well, you can replace a habit with another habit, but don't pick smoking. It's not really the best one for you.
Intentionally like not looked up much about hypnotherapy because my instincts tell me it's one of those things that you have to like fully buy into, and I don't want to read something that makes me doubt it. So the only thing I know right now is that I'm going to be paying $450 over 2 sessions to get hypnotized via Zoom. Privacy reasons, I can't actually show the hypnotist in the video or play his voice, but I'm going to describe best I can what happened in this call. To my surprise, he kind of spent the first few minutes just giving me basic nail biting advice that has nothing to do with hypnosis. He recommended I get a nail file, pick one day a week that's my nail care day. He also said I should...
I think the hypnotherapist gave him these pictures, these images, to be pre-installed in a way in his subconscious. So even before the session started, the therapist already suggested 3 useful things that he could use on its own to fix his habit. But most likely these 3 things will be compounded, so repeated during the session and even afterwards in the post-hypnotic interview, we call it, because we want the message to be repeated as many times as possible so it can get received fully from the subconscious. And when the message is in your subconscious, well, your mind and body must operate on it.
Meditate, because that would help with stress and reduce my nail biting on its own. And he taught me a self-hypnosis that I can do anytime I feel the urge to bite my nails from here on out. And then the last thing he told me before he started hypnotizing was that he highly recommends I listen to the recording of our hypnosis session every night before I go to sleep. And with...
Well, that would help greatly because constantly you're repeating the messages. So if you listen to the recording every night before sleeping, the message will be installed much quicker. And going a step before that, when he said the therapist taught him self-hypnosis as first thing, this is great because self-hypnosis, it's actually a tool that the therapist can give you to actually fix some issues on your own. Because the job of a therapist technically is not to book an appointment every single week, but it should give you the tools to approach any kind of issue with your own strength. So basically, we want to empower the client. That's what we want to do.
That it was time to be hypnotized. For this
All right.
portion, he actually hung up the Zoom call and then called me on a regular phone call. I don't know if he just like didn't want the visual distraction of him on the screen or if he wanted to like put on pajamas or something. He started by trying to get me as relaxed as possible, focusing on different areas of my body from head to toe and imagining that they were getting heavier and heavier to the point where my body felt like it was sinking into the couch. And I'm guessing
This is called progressive relaxation induction, where you relax every single muscle in your body, and it's inevitable to fall into a deep relaxation. And it's really beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling to have.
this is the point where I'm supposed to be like fully in a hypnotic state, because from here on out he basically tells me this kind of inspirational, energizing story that's gonna change my mindset around my nails. I followed his instructions, imagining my body dematerializing an array of light that shines around me, protecting my teeth and my nails, and I rode the ray of light to a peaceful beach where I laid with a different version of myself lying on either side of me. On my left was the version of myself who bites my nails.
old
On
one?
the right was
The
a
new one?
calm, cool, and confident version of myself with absolutely pristine nails. This was all a very peaceful and relaxing experience. I never did worry that somebody else had control over my mind, but I did have doubts as to whether I was really being hypnotized. It was a pretty long time that my eyes were closed, and I had a hard time paying attention for that long, so I'd catch myself thinking about other stuff, and then I'd be like, oh no.
That's completely normal because your mind will naturally wander, especially when you're relaxing this way. You can have thoughts passing your mind, but you just have to accept them and let them go. Just looking at clouds, okay? It's completely normal because your brain is constantly firing, okay? So all the information stored in your brain, all the emotions can come out, and this can create a little bit of uneven terrain, but it's completely normal. The only thing you have to do is bring yourself back to the sensations that you're feeling in your body and to the voice of the therapist. That's the only thing you have to do, but it's completely normal thinking about your stuff.
Oh, this is gonna ruin the hypnotism. And there were a few times
No.
the hypnotist did this alarming thing where he would just whisper a command like this. He'd be like, and now you're going to stop biting your nails. Anyway,
Yeah, we do this because we want to surprise your subconscious. So we try to change the tone. We go high pitch, then we go low. We try to whisper so we can keep your attention engaged, no? We want to pull the attention back to our voice.
all I had to do from here was decide that this is the version of myself I wanted to be. And oh baby did I. So he told me to wiggle my toes and materialize myself into my ideal form. I'm fucking cured, man. That night I tucked myself into bed and listened to the hypnosis
doggo.
recording as instructed, which did feel a little silly given that the session had only ended like 30 minutes ago, but hey, maybe getting hypnotized back to back will make the effects even stronger. Again,
Yeah.
I did feel very relaxed during this recording, but I still didn't know if I could say I was hypnotized.
Good night.
The next morning,
This is where many people struggle because how can I tell if I was hypnotized? Well, it's different for everybody because for many people, hypnosis is a peaceful feeling, and then you might have visions and perceptions that you cannot define. Some people have a strong sense of intuition. Some people, it's very difficult to explain because it's extremely different from person to person. There is not a threshold in which you will know, oh, okay, now I'm definitely hypnotized. It's a feeling. You cannot pinpoint a situation in which you were hypnotized. I can give you an example, a really simple example. When you're driving and you're not thinking about that you have to move the clutch or push the pedal, but you're just driving because your mind and body knows what you're doing, and you can think of your stuff, you can think about work. That's already hypnosis. Because the critical mind is disconnected for a moment and you are allowed to drift.
However, I did notice that I wasn't really biting my nails or really even looking at them. Maybe it was just in my head, but they looked hard, like actually unpleasant to bite. Was I really hypnotized last night, or was I just discovering the placebo effect? I don't even care.
It's kind of both. Hypnotized, placebo effect. It is kind of both. This is how our mind works.
I squealed with delight and got to work, filming for a different video I'm working on right now, enjoying my new non-nail biting self. Oh wait, what the hell? Did I just bite my nail?
Yeah.
Damn it. Well, good thing I was filming when I did it.
It's completely normal, and it is actually good that is happening now, because this moment his awareness just kicked in. And this is an exercise to train your awareness. So every single time he will stop himself because he recognizes what he's doing. This is a strengthening of the mechanism that we just installed. See? So this is the first steps. And every time he will stop himself, he will increase the strength of the message in hypnosis.
Shit,
great.
I bit my nail. Damn. Well, that's obviously not great. Man, I was really optimistic this morning that it actually worked and I was hypnotized, but then I stopped paying attention for...
It's part of the process, man. Don't give up. It's just part of the process.
1 second, and I'm not just having the urge to bite my nails, but I already bit it? How am I supposed to stop biting my nails if my body just does it without even asking first? I'm worried now.
That's what I was saying in the beginning, that your body is so conditioned to bite your nail that you do it without thinking about it. It's just a reflex. It might get triggered by something that you don't even recognize, or you don't even remember the active trigger. But every single time that your body will feel the feeling, for example, of stress or mild anxiety, there you go, biting your nails. It's a coping mechanism that it's deeply installed, deeply ingrained in your body. And we are just now removing it.
I feel like I was just living an illusion this morning,
No.
and none of it worked. I just pulled the bottom card out of a house of cards, and the whole thing just tumbled over. Maybe I am a nail biter, and I always will be. And on top of that, I'm dumb for spending...
No. You shouldn't even say that. I am a nail biter. No. Actually, if you want to construct a positive affirmation for yourself, you should do the contrary. You should feed yourself information that are useful to you. So just change that sentence into I am a non-nail biter, and it will work wonders for you. Actually, everybody, you can do this exercise by yourself. If there is something that you want to change, you can just reverse your habit. For example, I eat too many sugary things at night. You can replace that. I don't eat sugary, I don't drink sugary drinks, I don't eat sugar in the night, okay? I respect my body. Try this, because every time that you feed your that you feed this message to yourself, you will create and reinforce a habit. Try this.
$250 on this. And on top of that, I'm ugly. Doesn't have to do with my nail biting. I just feel really down on myself right now. I did do the self-hypnosis that he taught me right afterwards. Again, still not exactly sure that that's hypnotizing me. I'm gonna continue doing everything I was supposed to do, listening to the recording, doing the...
I also wanted to say that every time that you go into self-hypnosis by yourself, the first few times might be tricky. Maybe it's gonna take a little bit to go there, but it will get easier and easier every time you do it, and it will also be more pleasant and pleasurable. It's a good feeling be hypnotized, honestly.
Self-hypnosis as needed and meditating, and hopefully this was just a glitch and everything's gonna be fine. To my surprise, something did seem to change after this. The next few days, I did have a few instances where I lifted my hand to my mouth just out of muscle memory, but I caught myself right away, and after day 4, I wasn't doing it at all. I was listening to the recording every night, following the hypnotist's advice and taking good care of my nails, and they were actually almost starting to look normal. I had my second session with the hypnotist, which ran me another $200. Luckily, this portion of the video is sponsored by SoFi, who's here to keep us all on top of our finances.
Well, hypnosis, it can get a little bit more expensive than normal therapy, but because you can really get a result in a really short amount of time. And once a issue is solved, you don't have to think about it anymore. And you don't do like talking therapy that you take 6 months to talk about the same problem. Hypnosis is much more quicker than that.
He just checked in on my progress. He said I was doing great. In fact, better than most people he works with at this stage, which I don't know if that's necessarily a good sign. During the hypnotism, I had trouble concentrating again. I guess I just couldn't stop thinking about how SoFi is the ultimate finance app that helps you bank, borrow, and invest all in one place. Not to mention they've just launched SoFi Plus.
Okay, we can skip a little bit of the
It's how
ad.
you make good choices. After 7 days, I was doing so well, I decided I could stop meditating and listening to the recording every night. I mean, it kind of seemed like I was done biting my nails. Surely I didn't even need those anymore, right? You guys, it's been 30 days and I haven't bitten my nails once
Great.
since that first time.
It's actually, oh wow, very good.
Kind of a crazy way to reveal my nails. Look, now just because I stopped biting my nails, does that 100% mean that I for sure got hypnotized? No, honestly, no, I don't think it does. Honestly, I think it's possible that I was hypnotized, but I'm leaning towards, I don't think so. Honestly, I kind of feel...
It's completely okay. You can think however you want it. The important thing is that you just stop biting your nail. It doesn't matter if you think that hypnosis worked completely on you or didn't. The effect, you just achieved the result that you wanted. And in 30 days, which is a good timing, usually to install or disinstall an habit, 21 days, 3 weeks are more than enough.
like it was all the other advice on top of listening to that very inspirational, albeit non-hypnotizing recording every night that actually made the difference. At the end of the day, maybe I didn't need to get hypnotized to stop biting my nails. Maybe I had it in me all along, which is kind of inspirational and also makes me feel like shit in a way, because then it's like, why didn't I just do this earlier?
More power to you. If you believe this way, if you have this perspective for yourself, that's great. I don't want to convince you that, oh no, it was just hypnosis. No. If you think that you have that capacity within yourself, it's amazing. It's amazing. The hypnotherapist can just be a guide for you.
Regardless, I am still open to the possibility that I was in fact hypnotized. I feel like if I can get hypnotized by the stage hypnotist, then I'll know for sure what being hypnotized feels like, and then I'll know for sure if I was hypnotized back then too.
Hypnosis is a state of focus without much awareness of peripheral noise. You're concentrated on one thing and the world kind of slips away.
And also you don't have the perception of time, which is really funny because sometimes my clients, after 2 hours, they open their eyes, but 2 hours if we're doing something quite important and quite lengthy. But after 2 hours, they open their eyes and sometimes they think that only 20 minutes have passed. And then they look at the clock and they say, oh really? Yes, because the perception of time gets really disrupted and it's beautiful.
The stage hypnotist Chris Jones. He's been on America's Got Talent. He's performed all over the world for over a decade. So if anyone's going to be able to hypnotize me, it better be this guy. Also, the GoPro on my head died the second we started getting hypnotized, so don't get your hopes up for any shots from this camera. All right, fine, you can have this one, but that's it. Chris suggested that this would be a lot more fun with a group, so I got some friends together and we all sat down for a night of hypnotism.
Wow.
I want to know your opinions, and don't worry about hurting my feelings at all. I want to know if you think hypnosis is real, shenanigans, you need more evidence.
Yeah, I believe it's real. I don't like saying this in front of you, like a harder wall for myself.
I think this guy would be a strong one to hypnotize, because you can see how critical his mind is. He's already building walls about it, so it's gonna be challenging for him.
I feel like that's a challenge, and that makes me like kind of uncomfortable.
He also said the word challenge just now himself. In hypnosis, we don't use actually some kind of words that we call painted words. These are words that have only one meaning and are usually really specific. For example, pain. I will never use the word pain in hypnosis because just the word can bring your thoughts into that state and you can actually feel pain in your body just by thinking about it. And right now he just said challenge. So he already put a wall in front of him saying that for him probably it will be a challenge. So he's already expecting it. He's already creating his own reality in this very moment. That's why.
I would say I think it is probably real sometimes.
I think in general I'm pretty skeptical of like supernatural stuff, but
I think this guy is
I
open.
really do kind of believe hypnotism.
I really want to be hypnotized, but I feel like maybe it won't.
But I feel maybe I won't. When you start on the negative side, it's usually a good indication that it's not going to be the easiest thing for you to get guided into hypnosis. But hey, we'll see how it goes. Sometimes we can really be surprised.
But I hope it does.
Before we got
I
started,
hope it does.
Chris
Okay,
allowed some
let's see.
time for us to ask him questions about what was about to happen. Like whether all of us would get hypnotized or just some of us.
I've done this in 50 states and 10 countries. I can hypnotize 25% of any given audience. So
I can hypnotize 25% of any given audience. I would say that, well, as a starter, I wouldn't say I can hypnotize because personally, I cannot hypnotize anybody. I can guide you into hypnosis. Feel the difference? It's less invasive. Like, I'm not going to take over your mind in hypnotizing you, okay? I'm just guiding you through a process. It's much more gentle, and sometimes it will get received much better from another person.
1 or 2 people are gonna get hypnotized today. And it might be the camera person. I don't know. I really, honest to goodness, don't know.
We also asked if he could tell if someone was really hypnotized or just faking it.
When your head
We
is
have
up,
physical markers.
we can tell. People hypnotized look like they've had a few drinks, or they're gonna look like they've been riding a car with Scooby-Doo and Willie Nelson for a couple hours. They're gonna look real relaxed, okay?
For a second I was like, so like they look like Scrappy?
We also noted that Brian seemed to be the one who believed in hypnosis the most, and he was also maybe the most nervous about what was going to happen.
Yeah.
He's already quite emotional. You can see his skin. Yeah, I think it's a very good candidate. You can see he also has sweet eyes. I think he's also a sweet guy. And it's a good candidate to be hypnotized. And mind you that if you can get into hypnosis easy, it is not a sign that you are stupid or smart. Actually, creative people can get hypnotized much more easily. Actually, if you have an IQ below 80, it's probably harder for you to get hypnotized.
What are you gonna do to me?
That's a good other question. Like, what are you gonna do to me if I get hypnotized? Honest to goodness, I don't know. I'm gonna put my hand over all of you and tell you who I think is most likely to get hypnotized.
Yeah, there you go.
Pointing in the direction of the person who
But
I
even
think
Danny
most
is,
likely
I
to get
think, is a good
hypnotized. Now,
one.
you won't see the induction often on TV or podcast or even movies, because this next part, if you watch it in its entirety, it could hypnotize people. So they're gonna cut it up a little bit, so folks at home don't get hypnotized while driving a car. So you put your hands together for me like this.
The induction lasted a few minutes, and just like the hypnotherapy, it seemed to involve getting us really relaxed.
So there's different strategies getting someone hypnotized. I have you focus on my voice and your breathing. So take a gentle breath in.
And it seemed to relax.
We can also hypnotize somebody, not just by relaxation, but also with a jump scare. For example, I could surprise you with something that doesn't make complete sense in the moment, and your mind struggle to keep up for that split second, and I can already put myself in that space to guide you into hypnosis. But I have to keep a constant pace of... We'll see how it goes.
I really heavily on using our imagination. Like he had us imagine that our fingers were pulling together with magnets.
And you can whisper the words to yourself or out loud. The word is magnets. 1, 2, 3, magnets. And then I see who's the best candidate. The best personality, people have a great imagination.
Oh, very good. This is a nice trick. This is it's a party game, basically. You just make them imagine that on the left or right hand, doesn't matter, you just have a balloon filled with helium, so it will be pulled out in the air. On the other hand, you will have an extremely heavy book. Sometimes I ask my client to picture in their mind the Lord of the Rings, no? Or a Bible, or 2 or 3 Bibles put together. And the more the gap is big, the more their subconscious is accepting the message, is accepting the suggestion. So, for example, in this picture, the lady is doing fine. Wow, this guy, the good contestant to be hypnotized, is doing amazing. Danny's doing good. The skeptical one is almost basically, he didn't move their hands. And the guy on the left is doing almost okay.
And break into that empty palm. So your palm just starts to get more heavy.
Oh, look at him, look at him.
And then
He's great.
Make them drop.
Down.
All the way down. Every muscle and every nerve.
It's that easy. He's not gonna go into it.
Take another deep breath in, slowly, gently, 1, 2, and 3, eyes open.
Welcome back.
Yes, so we understand. You can see like a before and after, you see their faces getting a little bit of that
Look how relaxed he looks.
drunky or like stony look to him. Brian, of course.
Look at him, so
What's
relaxed. He's
happening?
just
what
chilling.
Are you feeling? Tell us your wife, because you are a great candidate for hypnosis. I can totally tell. You are there. Danny's there as well. I just want you all to interact in a moment, but what are you feeling right now?
I'm just hanging out with the crew.
He's chilling.
Is there anything that he could do or wouldn't do that'd be like, holy cannoli, this, my husband, my partner for life, is in a different headspace?
Jeez. I don't know. I was hoping this wasn't going to happen. I wouldn't be put on a spot like this. I don't know. What would he not do?
Yeah, but the more you think now, the more you get pulled out of it, because you're engaging your rational mind. So I don't know what kind of trick he wants to pull, but if he doesn't get an answer quickly, it's not really going to work.
For whatever
They're
reason,
thinking,
we
they're
couldn't seem
thinking.
to come up with a single thing that Brian would never do off the top of our heads. I guess that's just a testament to what an insane dude Brian is. Whatever the reason, all this uncertainty seemed to pull Brian out of his hypnotic trance.
Yeah,
So
of
Chris
course.
quickly moved on to his next target.
Thank you, Brian, of course, and sleep. Relax and let go from the top of your head to the very bottom. Feet, relax every muscle.
See, this is a surprise induction. He wasn't expecting it. And I have to mention that this kind of induction, it can work if you have already established a rapport with the other person. Otherwise, if a complete stranger would come to you and would do like, okay, now sleep, you would look at him like, dude, what the hell? No, thank you. But you are in the situation, you have a rapport, you know what the environment is about right now. So these kind of things can happen very easily. And especially a stage hypnotist uses his charisma, and yeah, they have some little tricks to make this happen quicker, of course.
On every nerve and every fiber in your body. In a moment, I want you to picture and feel in your mind's eye that you again are holding on to a helium balloon. So make that right fist strong.
Oh,
now.
the
Make
balloon
fist
again.
And let that balloon, I tie after your wrist, pull higher and higher towards the ceiling, and it's gonna extend now. Let that entire arm extend up towards the ceiling. Focus on nothingness, but that feeling of lightness now. 3 numbers, you're gonna open your eyes, but your arm is stuck, cemented, cast.
Can you hear the pace that the hypnotist is feeding him? He has a constant pace. He wants to feed him suggestions every single second, so he doesn't have the space to drift or to think about anything else. And as long as this pace is maintained, his arm will stay up, and the suggestion will be basically installed in his body. Of course, it can be removed as easily and as quickly. And if you think that isn't that arm uncomfortable, no, absolutely not. He doesn't even feel it.
In that position, you can't get your arm down. That's just the crazy shit. That's just how it's gonna work for the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 minutes. Your arm is stuck until I unstuck it. Eyes open. So this again is the hypnotic state. Everyone experiences it in different forms, shapes. What's on
laughing.
your mind? Please, the show is ours. The show is ours.
This is interesting. I'm not sure if I'm hypnotized. I don't think I am.
Yeah.
But at any point, I wouldn't be.
I am either.
I mean, because I was really trying to go along with it and like do as much like mentally imaging things and. I was like, he's not focusing on me.
He was thinking too much.
And it will all make sense in the end. Yes. Question?
Can you put your hand down, or is it?
Of course he can, but he really has to think about it. If he doesn't, the message will stay.
It does feel like it wants to be up.
Yeah.
Down. Yeah. Well, it did just now, right? Is that okay.
And I
And he
can't
puts
help
the
but
arm
notice we
up
can all
again.
see clearly that arm is back up there.
That's like the resting position for you right now. That's not.
Yeah, that's how his arm always is.
That's how my arm always is.
Point one finger on that hand. When that finger touches you on the face, and it will, you're gonna go back to that state of deep relaxation again. Cool. This is a text message. All right. All right. You can share that with your husband.
Go to sleep, Brian.
Never tried this.
Great. Sometimes you get some folks. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Danny, wide awake. Hey, your homeboy has a text for you. You can just read that.
Go to sleep, Danny. I will go to sleep.
Okay, clearly the dynamic changed here a little bit, and I'm still not exactly sure what happened, but somehow, both Brian and I got snapped out of whatever might have been going on. But just when all hope seemed lost, Chris had me close my eyes one more time.
This was a surprise induction because it literally didn't make sense in the situation. He just stood up and high five in the middle of the room, just like that. It was an induction for sure.
And Danny, you can just keep sleeping. And I think it'd be funny if we just step away. Danny
It's
can
too soon.
relax,
It's
let
too
go, and
soon.
That's the show. We'll let ourselves out.
I feel bad. I heard you guys all.
Yeah, because the information stopped coming, so his mind was really free to drift and wander, so he could tune out and repossess his senses and listen, and yeah.
I didn't know if I was supposed to stay asleep or what. So even though it wore off pretty quickly, I think we can all agree by the look on my face, I was in some different kind of mental state, at least for a little bit there. So is hypnotism real? Maybe so. What does it feel like? Well, just ask Danny from right after the hypnotist left. I'm curious, did it seem like I was hypnotized?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I feel like I don't really think I was. Naturally, what followed was about 20 minutes of the rest of the group trying to convince me that I was in fact hypnotized.
Physically, I was shocked with how much you guys collapsed.
You two did definitely have like a very glassy.
It almost feels
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm gaslighting you about you being hypnotized. Like for somebody to come up and be like, sleep, and then you collapse is like such a suggestible state that is not your own.
Also,
Am I just a little bitch that'll do anything anyone tells me? I can't believe it, but I genuinely didn't realize I was hypnotized until the next day when I watched the footage and realized how out of it I was. Okay, okay. No, maybe I see a little bit of what he was talking about there. I do look a little bit out of it, actually. I guess in the end, hypnotism is real, but it doesn't feel at all how I thought it would. It kind of just felt like I was very relaxed, maybe even a little bit tipsy or like dazed. It honestly felt kind of good, and I think you can tell I was a little extra giggly. Hey, look, it says all those things on Google,
It does
too.
feel
That's
good.
crazy.
It
I didn't
does.
have to make this video at all. Now that I know what it's supposed to feel like, I guess I could say it's possible that I really did get hypnotized to stop biting my nails too. I just didn't understand what it was supposed to feel like. But I still don't know that I recommend it for the $450 I ended up paying, especially when there's a bunch of free hypnosis sessions on YouTube you could probably just try. Damn,
it doesn't work that well.
bite my nails again.
You can do the free hypnosis on YouTube, of course, but it's not aimed towards your issue, because even if the issue is general, for example, like nail biting, not biting, excuse me, but you will have likely different triggers from any other person, and you are a different person from anybody else's in the world. You are unique, so your issues are only yours, your strengths are only yours. That is why that going one-on-one in hypnosis is usually the right move, but hey.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Thank you. Well, he said it. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope this was fun for you and entertaining, and maybe you learned something along the way, and I'm happy if you did. And enjoy your day.